Alright. Alright, let's get some back testing in. Alright. Alright. So this is a Friday, 2nd of October. So have we already adjusted the month? I think in order to adjust the month, we'll have to go back to these. So 2nd of October is what this is. Okay, let's try and see if it will be this Thursday, October 1st. Yeah, so we need to adjust this to September, whatever. And then, so obviously monthly, the price action was I'd say obviously we're still on an uptrend, but the price action, well, we'll just leave it as still bullish price action because of the amount of rejection at the bottom there. Indecisive, but we'll just leave it as bullish. Obviously, you know that it's the first black candle, so for the month. And this week just ended, so let us now adjust this. Alright, so this is last week high, last week low. We are still on a downtrend on the weekly, but we have we have bearish price action. I would call it bearish price action. You could say it's bullish. Okay, we'll just say it's bullish price action, but we know that there's quite a rejection. I don't know. I think I just call this bearish price action, man. But we're on a downtrend, so let's call it bullish price action because we're on a downtrend overall. Bullish price action with rejection, with heavy rejection. Let me move this mic. Alright. Heavy rejection. Top. Be elaborate. And then on the daily, we are on we're on an uptrend before. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll say we're still on an uptrend. If this kind of closes lower, then we'll now turn to a downtrend. But so far, we're still on an uptrend. And we have bullish price action for today. So let's go to Monday and let us start back testing. 3, 4, 5, 6. 15 minute. We got black line nowhere really. Don't really have a black line. It was this one, but we can just leave that one there for reference. Not really using it though. But there was that one for sure. And this was last week's high. Remember, there was a lot of rejection from last week's high, like we just said. So let us go and start trading. I don't know if this Spotify is a little too loud. Let me reduce it a little more just in case. Alright, so fine. All right, so let's start trading. We have the market structure approaching, looking like a, so overall downtrend. To be honest, it's high here, low here, lower high there, and it's below that high. So overall, quote unquote downtrend in the pre-market and after hour session. The ideal lows want to use this low here, this low here, and this low here. Those are the ideal lows we want to use. Let me just mark those out. I want to use this, this, and this. Those are the ideal lows we want to use for our trading today. But so ideally, let's see price come here first, then we can use these first two lows, and then yeah. Otherwise, remember there's a lot of rejection on the top side there, so and we are downtrending on the weekly with a lot of rejection, so almost a bearish price action, to be honest. But we're on uptrend on the daily today and bullish price action. So let's see what market wants to give us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's start trading here. Very, very beautiful move to the upside, but with quite the rejection at the top. That's not very good. Barely closed above this high. Barely closed above the high. Oh, and by the way, our range for the last 2 days, we had this over 500. This is already over 500, but barely over 500. This is on that 5. So we'll just say we're still on that 220s, 250s risk. All right, let's go. That was good volume to the upside. Quite a rejection up there, so let's keep watching. Remember, there was a lot of rejection up here. This is last week's high. There's a lot of rejection up here last week, so let's see what price wants to do. Right now, we still only have good bullish volume. Even on the way down, it's still holding quite well. So we're still bullish on the day. Still quite bullish on the day, to be honest. Yeah, there's no opportunity to get in. Maybe at this candle here, because on the way down it was still bullish. Maybe at this candle. But remember, so if we are going up there now, we'd have to agree that okay, this 730 low would likely hold. That's what we need to be thinking. And like we said, this candle, this particular candle, did close above this high, but it barely did, but it did. But on the way down, like I said, there's barely any rejection. So if you are gonna take a trade, you have to in your head think that okay, assuming this 730 low holds, that's now a new low. So we can now increase our we can use here for our first 120, maybe here just under these wicks here, and then this for the second. So 200 and 120 would have been the trade there. So 120 looking for 240, you'll be looking for something way above this. And obviously we're approaching the week's high, so let's see. Right now, price has formed this type of base here. Not the best, but it's not too bad. There you go. I'm not. Don't like this base. There was no breakout structure within the base. So right now, the only base I really care about is this one down here. That's where I think price is gonna come to. If price is gonna reject, we're now approaching the last week's high where there was a lot of rejection from. What's it called? We have rejection here. It's a bullish price action, but another rejection here. Not much volume to the short side still, so we're not really hungry for a short. We're not going to take any risky shorts. It's all volume to the long side right now. But like I said, if you're going to take a trade, could have been down here. It's not like it's not just because the candle went up in the next one, it's because one rejection, two rejection, broke rejection still, even after it broke this week here, it was still rejecting. So that was what really got me. So like I said, if you're going to use that as your entry, then you want to risk under these wicks here, and you definitely want to use this low. So that's 200 and 120 or 125 and 200 or 210. That 200, that 120s, you'll give a 240s, so you need to be above this with last week. You need to break last week's high. Right now, a little bit of volume is coming into the short side, but again, there's not much volume to the short side right now, so we're still holding. That's quite the consolidation. Nice again. A little bit of volume coming to the short side, but not much yet. There you go, it breaks, and then because it broke the upside, we have to agree that this is a base here that's formed nicely on the upside. So 240 is just up there. Will the base hold? It barely broke the base much. It's now crawling down from the last week's high. Volume coming into the short side, like I said. Good rejection. It's okay. I think I'm going to take a short here. Well, just 10%. I'm going to take a short on this candle here. Just 10% short. Risking just above this high here. So just about 80. That'll be a trade for me on this particular one. Because I think maybe he wants to break to the downside. If it doesn't, that's fine too. I'll just lose 10%. Because in here, quite the amount of volume came into the short side. And in here, there was a amount of volume to short side too. And the last week's high, there's a lot of rejection from it. I was thinking, I don't really care about this base like that. So I'm thinking price will come down to this point. It's my reasoning. But if it doesn't happen, it's fine. There's not much volume to that move up there. So there's that too. Yeah, there's not much volume to that move up there. So the price is, but however, price is now holding. See, price from this kind of base here, right? Kind of base here, and it's holding it with this candle there. More volume to the short side on this candle right there. Really good volume to the short side right there. Maybe even like I get why I got in here short because of all of this volume, and I'm thinking it's now flatlining, maybe like a head and shoulder type neck break, whatever is what I was imagining to happen. But maybe it'll be better because again the volume was coming in here to the short side, but there wasn't much volume at all from parallel to the short side. It was all long, so maybe I should have just waited, and then on this particular candle is where would have been best to get in short. Actually, yeah, that candle is not too bad, but the candle prior was not too bearish though, so there's that. But other than that, just keep holding. So more volume was coming to the short side, as you can see. There wasn't much volume to this move at all, and this was a nice rejection here. And it's another beautiful heavy rejection there. Not too heavy, not as overall today. There's still just volume to the upside, but slowly volume is coming to the downside. Not as heavily as I want it to come at once, but day hasn't gone too far yet. It's coming to this base here. That base is barely holding. It's like it wants to hold, but it's barely holding. How's this doing here? Anyway. So there's this base here formed for, this is a better base right here formed for the down move, so that's good. If we had taken the trade here, it would have been a little bit nicer. We're just going to reach like 50, but already been almost 100 here. Looking for a price to come down around this zone in here, so we were like 200, so risking 10%, making 40% type thing, but we'll see. Let's see how price behaves in that zone. Good rejection. Again, volume was coming again to the long side here, but there's also this. But on the way down, there wasn't much rejection, to be honest. So if I was still in this trade, I'll just get out break even right now and see how price behaves at the zone. Breaks the zone, so I'm out break even. And what's it called? So for this particular zone right here, we wanted price to hold above this line, below this line, right? Not close above that line. So price has not yet closed above the line, but it's broken. So do we want to get in short at that point? Now is the question, given that it didn't close, but we don't have all the time in the world, so we'll just be watching this candle. That closed above, so we'll let it go. Not fully yet though. The base is forming underneath the last week's high, So that's good. There you go. Good thing we got out of our short. I was even thinking like this base here. It's not the best because we didn't get break of structure to the downside, given that we are going up. But we did have. It was still a base, but it's just not as respected. I guess it was two candles compared to one, but it was still a base. So maybe we could have taken a long here. Maybe here. What's the time here? 12:55. Maybe we could have taken a long here. One, if we're in this long, right, we would have been looking for 240. We got 240, I think. And then we'll be watching this base. Would to that point, that this short that we'd have taken would have been a hedge for the remaining 15%. And then when price came to this base, given that we're already in down here, we could already break even down here. We could even take this trade because of how clean it is. How clean, like price is barely. There's not much rejection to coming to the downside, and then it's nice rejection at this count there, not breaking here, not breaking the low of that one, right? So could take that, risking down there 125, and then risking down there 200 for our two different risks. But given that this is a base trade, normally base trades we don't risk too far from the base is the thing. So maybe we'll just risk maybe just below this because I'm not going to treat this type. Okay, if I'm going to take a trade off this type basis, I'm not going to treat them as a base. I'm going to treat them as like a low. So I'll just treat this as a low and risk down here, and as 130 and risk down here. That's 200. So 130 will be looking for 260, and on this one we're risking the low here to 200. We were looking for 400. So we're still in these two trades. So assuming we're in these two trades still, close the short hedge break even. I'll keep watching. So right now price is from a base here, broke last week's high. That's why I didn't say also I didn't say bearish price action. I said bullish price action for the weekly, because I know it was because I said bullish price. If it was already on an uptrend, I'll call that bearish price. Actually, that's not a bad way to. So we don't even need this. So if it wasn't on an uptrend already, and that's the type of candle that formed on the weekly, then I'll call it a bearish price action. But because we're on a downtrend and that's the type of candle that formed, I'll call it a bullish price action. I think that's what I started doing. Okay, so there's that. The price broke and closed above that high from the base. They continue to the upside. 130 looking for 260. 260 is a little bit above 400. I don't think we got 400 yet either. So we're still just in this trade watching price. Well, we have this base here. Base is not the best. It's just like this one. It's not the best. There's no break of structure to the downside on the uptrend within the base. And then there's this doji here. So and what's the time? It's 12, 11, 1:15. So price market about close soon. It's 140. Market's not looking the best to the upside, but we'll keep holding 140, 150. And that's the end of the day for me. Closing everything here, and that's it. Alright, let's go to the daily, see what price did. Price is on the uptrend still. That's why we didn't call it downtrend yet. Man, I'm about to kill this market. Anyway, that's why so price is on an uptrend still, and and bullish price action. So we got uptrend and bullish price action on the on the monthly. We call that bullish price action, but let's call it. I mean, it was bullish price action. It was. There was some rejection at the top side. It was a black candle, but it was bullish price action, given the fact that the rejection on the bottom side was a lot compared to the one on the top side. I remember the candle like it's in my head. But if we had the weekly candle and the monthly candle the same, let's say we had the weekly candle blue with quite a rejection at the top side, then I'll call it, because the monthly is on the uptrend, I'll call that a bearish price action. But given that monthly is on an uptrend and we got moved to the downside but heavy rejection back up, I'll call that bullish price action, and we'll move from there. Okay, let's keep going. So this is 1 hour. Let's do this and this. 3, 4, 5, 6. This go to 15. Any black candles here we didn't care about. I mean, we don't even care about these black candles. No, we don't. But it's fine. We'll just put it. We got one here. And we have one here. That's about it. Let's go to 5 minutes. Before we continue, let's do these. The lows we really want to use for today are this low and this low here first, and then so we got this low here first, and then this low is not too bad. That are the lows we really care about using today. So ideally, one price to come down here for a long. Price is pretty bullish. Remember yesterday we closed quite bullish, so and we're on an uptrend on the daily, and we're quite bullish. But overall, we're still on an uptrend on the monthly, so we're still fine. And then on the weekly, we're on a downtrend. But we still have bullish price actions. So let us begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like we said, one price to ideally come down here to last week's high so we can get a bounce. Risking this low and this low down there. If we take this low, so we'll take this low risking probably right underneath that black candle there, and then this low will probably take a risking underneath this here or something. So let's see. Let's see what price wants to do. So volume indecisive. Actually, prior candle wasn't too bad too, but we don't want to take a bounce off here. We want to take a bounce off here, so let's keep waiting. Okay, go to the downside. Quite the rejection off of this base here, but we, like I said, we don't want to take a trade off here. Ideally, we want to take a trade off here. But this is very good bullish price action, but there's no volume to any direction yet per se. So let's keep watching. It's not a bad place for price to bounce off of here, but we want to trade off of here. Just keep watching. Nice bullish move there. The price has found the base here. Again, ideally we want to trade off of here, but price has found a base here. There wasn't much volume to the downside. The only volume really came in here. So right now we're still, I'd say we're still just indecisive, but overall there's volume on both sides right now. There's volume here to the downside, volume here to the upside, and they both held okay. So given that's the case, if you wanted, you could have taken a short on this candle risking up here, but this is okay volume to the downside, okay volume to the downside here. This is cancel this and this is cancel that. So let's keep waiting. Price is indecisive here right now. On this move to the upside, there's nothing that's really holding price, so we may see a move back down here, unless price forms a base up here. Yeah, we didn't really get any drop to this here. It just stopped in this bullish candle, just stopped there and popped up. Quite a rejection. Looks like volume is coming from nowhere, but quite a rejection. I like that prior candle too, but it also has quite a rejection to the top side. Let's give you another one again. Warning from here, right? Quite a rejection right there. I'll take a 10% trade there. 10% trade, risking just up here, just like 80. Looking for price come down here, and let's see how price behaves there. Not the kind of volume I expected. I wanted to really give me volume to the downside. That's okay. Price is weak going down. Price is too weak going down. Too weak. Okay, that is something. Yeah. Need something like that. Okay, that's quite the rejection. Legit came and touched this base here and rejected. We're risking what, 80, right? So 160 is all the way here. At this point we break even because we do expect price to bounce from here at any point. I don't like this. I want price to come down here. I don't like the fact that the blue candles. Give me some black candles, man. What are you doing? There you go. Like I said, we're break even already. Price has kind of formed a base here on this drop, but it's just there. Finally, price comes. Well, that's the first candle. We want another candle. That's okay. Not the best, but it's okay. We can manage that. Give me another one, actually. Give me. Shit, we should have taken it. Yeah. Should have taken that there. It's not the best, like I said, but we can manage it given the price already deep in the zone that we want. So, like I said, the trade will be down here. About risking. So, for this one, we're going to risk down here. So, that's 110. And for this one, we're still going to risk down below this week here. So, that's 180 and 110. Alright, so that's because we're risking this low. We're giving ourselves the spread. Ideally, this is just a low one risk, but it's a spread. It's not really us. So, price has formed this high here, but let's see how price behaves up there. Price is losing volume going up there. That's a nice rejection there. And to get into our 25% trade, we didn't really have to close this short, but if we wanted to, we could have closed it, taking like a 15% gain or something. Or we're risking 80, right? So maybe 12% gain or something. Price is forming kind of a base here right now. If it pops up to the top side, then that's good. It's formed a base here. Perfect. Do we have any place we want to use as an hedge? No, we don't. No, we don't. So we have this base here. There's not much volume. There's good volume here to the downside, good volume here to the downside. But overall, we still have way more bullish volume on the day than bearish. So we're gonna keep watching price. Price wants to behave. Good volume rejection, and obviously price has been consolidating up down. So let's take note of that too. And we're risking what, it's just down here, 110, right? So 220 is what we're looking for this first 10%. Okay, so 220 just up here, just above, up there, whatever. Oof, that did not continue. Kind of rejected very hard. Not the best, but we do have a base here. Let's see how price reacts off of that base. And if anything, there's also a base here. So we're break even on this trades. This trade we probably took profit here because prices come to where we wanted, and we took our long. So it's not it's holding the base alright. It's not a base we're gonna take a long from. If we want to take it long, but it's not a bad base. That's a heavy rejection. Didn't like that, but we're not gonna take a short. We're not gonna do anything there because there's no what's it called? The prior counter festival was okay, so that already removes it. Let's not even go for it. Just that simple. The prior candle was good, so we're not gonna take it long there. Every other thing we can make other reasons why not, but let's just make it very simple. We don't have to stress ourselves right now. Alright, so at this point we should have gotten out 220, right? 220 is down here. And then we're risking 180 about. So we'll give a 360 next. But there's no place we could really get an addition from. So honestly, I don't think we'll be getting an add-on. That's horrible, very horrible. Can't believe that happened to us, but it happens. It's all good. Doesn't matter. Keep waiting. This is very good bearish volume to the downside right now. Let's see how price reacts. Obviously, we're break even, so let's see how price reacts here. If price actually gives us a good rejection here on the next candle, next two candles, we can take another trade, another 10% trade. Oh, we get break even. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's 1250 right there. I don't know. I don't know. I've been debating in my head. Should I just go back to just risking 25% and taking profit at 50% and risking not too far always? But because for that, for the trade we're in right now, we could have easily just got in our. So we're just getting our 30%, our 50%, and be done there, right? So we are taking a trade. So on this one, we're risking down here, right? So given that we're getting up there, we want to risk again. Let's just risk it slow. 190 and be done with it. 190 looking for 380. We didn't get 380, but yeah, I think I've already down here. But that's the if I'm gonna only use 25%, just one risk. Ideally, I'd probably want to risk down here. Price could have easily come around here easily. Okay, maybe here, maybe just risk 160 or something. 320, we get 320, we got 320. I don't know. I think it's better just risk on that because we're getting all the way up here. So if we're getting somewhere in here, price has come down in here, then we had the low. We want to use this low, and this low. So ideally we'll just use this low there. If price came in here, we'll just take a trade risking this low here. Ideally, because it would have been this low and this low anyway. So maybe in between or something. Fuck, I don't know. Let's try it in a couple of trades. Let's see. There was this base here and then in. So we're not doing any 10% to just getting in. Risking this low 130, looking for 260. But again, this is the base, so I want to trade. Because if I just taking a trade here, risking, so this is the low we first of all had. Let me just reach that low 140, about 280. Right? Or maybe we just risk down there, the 110 that we risked initially. So it's annoying, man. Whatever, so keep going. Price just new volume came in and it was more bearish than bullish. The price came back to its lows here. Overall, obviously on the day, it's not as though we're fully bearish on the day, but this new volume was just bearish, so it's not really giving any opportunity to go in long yet. It's not bad volume there. Pretty bearish end of day right there. Alright, let's go to the daily, see what the day. Alright, so for the day, we are on an uptrend still and bearish price action. And this is what, Tuesday, so we're about Trader Wednesday right now. So it's 4 a.m., 5, 6, 15. Don't really care much about this. Not really. Let's put this here. And that's it. And then let's go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so yeah, those want to use this. I don't like days like this where it's not very clear, but there's a clear low here. It's about it really. It's not very clear, and there is this price could drop from anywhere in there. last week high too. So remember, price now below last week high, which was a point where there was quite the rejection off of. So honestly, if price comes down here to this structure here, I'll take it long. But in here, there's no real lows to use, to be honest. So we want to see what kind of volume price brings to the top side, if anything. That's good volume to the long side. Good volume holding above. Oh, that's not too good, but that's good volume again. With rejection, price is not holding too well. It has good volume, but really good rejections to the downside. So and there comes the volume. There comes the start of the volume to the downside. That's good rejection. Good rejection. And there comes the volume to the downside. Like this base that's formed here. Oof, there comes the volume right back up, baby. And right now, right now I don't know what to do really, because there was good volume, but a lot of rejections to the upside. So price wasn't going up well. It wasn't going up nicely. And then even on the way down, price wasn't going down nicely either. So there's no real decisive decision except for this candle here. This was really good volume to the upside, no rejections. So we'll just call today right now bullish. And we have this low here. Let's remove this line. So just use that. We have this low here. We have the red lines there. This is the low we really care about, but yeah, we have this low here. Let's do this. We have this low here. That has now kind of formed. It's a low, it's not a base, not nothing, it's just a low. If we do get a trade using this low, probably raise just under here. Not much volume as it's going up at all. Not much volume. There comes volume to the downside. Not too much, just see as rejection. Still rejecting. Not the best. Want clear volume to the downside. If I get a clear volume to the downside, I'm likely to take a short versus a long right now. The long is not going. This was the only good volume to the long side right now. It's not a bad place here though. There's wicks here and it's holding it. It's not very. It's not bad at all. There comes okay volume to the downside. And it's holding. I'll take that short. Like I said, I'm more short bias today. It just seems, first of all, the upside is not. Nah, that's not enough volume. The upside is not doing well, but we've also not gone too far up. So, but going up is not doing well. It's not doing well at all. Yeah, I think I have to. It's like I have to. It's begging me to take it. I just gotta do it. Risking. I would probably just risk 10% on this one because we don't really have a clear high up. We don't know what we're done going up. So just risk 10% on this one. Take 90. Looking for 180. So 90. Oof. Volume came in, but with rejection at the last week's high. Don't really like that. Don't really like that at all. But the prior candle wasn't good, so let it go. It didn't close above the candle, so we're still watching. Let's keep going. It's like price is really holding today. Oh, there you go. So that we stopped out if we didn't switch here. The prior candle wasn't the best, but the volume just came from nowhere, and then beautiful rejection. Beautiful rejection right there. Take that trade. Like I said, we're gonna use this low. We'll just risk down there 150, and we could have actually, because we're in this short, we could have called this the hedge for the long that we now took here. And then once this kind of close, we'll be waiting for the next kind to actually be more bearish. But around here would have been break even on the short because there wasn't much confirmation that price wanted to continue downwards, and the volume that came in was more bullish. So was more bullish price action. So if we're risking 150 or for 300, I doubt we'll get it, but it's not bad. It's not a bad wish. Base has formed here, that's very good. Volume, nope, no volume there. No volume. Volume? Yep, that's volume. Let's see another good candle. Oh, that's not good. Volume? Yep, that's volume. Plus a continuation. I'll definitely. What's that here? Oh, that's the end of the day. End of the day is right. If not, I'd have taken a hedge right there. Oh yeah, let's see what the day looks like. We're still on an uptrend and now bullish price action. Let's go back to 1 hour. Let's go and press play. Start there on 6 a.m. 15. Price broke above this black line here. We'll still keep the black line there just for reference. Alright, so we'll still keep the black line. There's no other black line we care about. Alright, let's keep going. What's the time? 3:55. I need to work out today. Maybe I'll go by 5. It's Sunday, right? Nice. Tomorrow's trading. Alright, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Volume, that was a mistake. But anyways, so today we know about the black line. Traded quite well above the black line. Clear lows we have here. We have here. Oh, yeah. We have here clear lows, and we have here clear lows. I guess you could say this here. I know we use this, but yeah. So ideally, we want price come down. You're not gonna take this kind of price kind of awful. So wait, not too bad. Ideally, we would want price to come down there. There you go. And it has rejection. Not the best, but it's not bad either. So I'll take that there. Risk this low, so risk down there. So about 110, risk 110 on this. And just 25%, right? So it's pretty good. That's good volume to the upside. Volume has not come into the upside, destroying that prior volume to the downside. So we now know there's volume to the upside today. Oh, and there was a nice rejection to the downside. So let's keep holding and see. It's really holding. Not much volume right now. I'd say overall we still have more volume to the upside than the downside. That's good rejection. That's good rejection, I guess. So we still have more volume to the upside. Quite the rejection there. Yeah, I don't need to take a hedge on that. Keep watching. Oh, why is that? Why doesn't it close up? Close up, man. Close up. I'll put this as break even here because we have this candle right there. So this is break even there. We don't have any hedge right now, but we don't have any need to have a hedge right now. It's not too bad rejections, but we'll keep watching. Again, we have more volume to the upside right now. Volume is coming to the downside, but it's not holding. The only one I held was this. The rest are not holding. So this good. This okay volume. It's not the best. That's a good volume. Again, we reject. They're not holding the volume to the downside. So that held. That's good. That's good volume. There you go. Break even. You could tell the volume was coming to the downside. It just wasn't holding. And if you had gone in at any point, you don't know when Like if you went in here and you risk up this high, you get stopped out. You don't know where the high wants to be, but you know there's volume coming into the downside. It's just not holding. And it's again, a break even on this trade here, but look at the on the way down, it's weak. It's weak on the way down. So it comes here, black line holds. We still have this low we can use. So let's honestly, I don't see why we're not taking this trade right now, risking this low. So I don't see why I'm not taking trade. So just risk 160. Yep, I'll take that trade risking once because it's not strong at all going down, even though there's volume. It's not strong going down. So maybe today is one of the days where we consolidate, and that's fine. We just consolidate, right? That's good volume right there. Really good volume. Oh, and he held the volume right there. He held. Ooh, I hope it doesn't continue. Nice. So he held right there. I may be spooked into putting break even after that, but I would not get stopped out anyways. But yeah, so while risking 160 on this trade, we know that price kind of consolidating. It does have way more volume to the upside that holds, but there is some volume to the downside. You can't ignore that. So keep going. That's a good rejection there at this range here. Yeah, that's a good rejection, honestly. But the price has formed this now, so if anything, look for a point where we can take a hedge. That's good candles. I wanted to take a hedge here, but I was thinking, I can't look at the prior candle. It's not too. It's indecisive. This is like that's a good. Just I don't want to see one more candle that showed me confirmation before I took that hedge, because taking a hedge is taking away from the profit that we could make. And that's okay volume. It's good rejection. Oh, we broke above the prior candle, so still watching. This place seems to be holding here. But this wick is the type that looks like it wants to be filled. So it's not good. It's like we want to break below. Oh, looks like we want to break below. Oh, it's fine. So we're break even anyways. So that's trading what we see in the market, and what we're seeing right now is not much. A lot more bullish volume, but respectable bearish volume. It's just not. I don't want to be short. I don't want to be hard short. I'd much rather be long on the market right now. Even though I know that price may come down, stop me out, break even. Well, it may be one of those days that we're just consolidating. Price seems to be forming something here. That's good volume, really good volume right there. Let's see if it holds. That's actually a good hold right there. And it's 12 o'clock. I'll take a hedge there. Take a hedge right there. Risk just above this high. So if price goes stop me out on that hedge, then I'll be happy. Fuck you. Yeah, you. Shut up, don't talk to me. So I guess this candle is not good as a representation for whether or not the. I thought the doji was a good one, but normally it's not a doji that forms as it. Normally it'll be like a bearish candle. This was just a doji, an indecisive candle. So yeah, I should have waited for the next one. So I won't take that trade. So we're still in this trade. We're risking what 160. Look for 320. Oh, we just got to 160. We're just at 25% profit. Honestly, and this is what time? 12:45. And the day is this annoying. But this volume came in. Let's wait. That's stupid. Oh, look at that nonsense. That nonsense. I think we'll just close our trade, take out 25%, and just leave. 160 is also good. So let's hope we get something. Yep. Just take out 25% and leave the day, because the day is, like I said, it's consolidating and whatnot, blah blah. So you didn't even get any. If you wait at the end of the day, you still closed around 25% anyway. So wasn't a bad trade at all. Wasn't a bad trade at all. Risk all the way down here though. Look at where prices go over risk. Crazy. Crazy! I'm just thinking right now. Just thinking. I'm thinking, man. Alright, let's go to the next thing. Before we do that, see daily. Uptrend and bullish price action goes to the 1 hour. Let's get this done. What's the time here? 5, 6, 15 minutes. We have something we can use here. That's good. 15 minutes, the black line. Don't really care about this one anymore. Oh, have none. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before we continue, market structure looks quite bullish, to be honest. The ideal lows we can use, definitely this one here. What is this? And definitely this one here. Is there a third one? I don't know. I guess here is fine. So first, before we get any longs, I want to see price come down here first. We can use this low. For this low, we'll probably use below this line here, for this, below this candle here. And if price doesn't come in there, then we want to see price show volume, and just like this day, not that day, just like this day here, showed volume to the upside, but then a lot of volume came to the downside, and then on the way back up, rejection, so we got in short here. Ideally, we're still looking for price to come down there, right? So this is a Friday, whatever. We'll give a price come down here, so let's go. Volume to the upside, found volume here. That's good. Very good volume to the upside today. Oh, and comes volume to the downside, so we're basically nothing today right now. Volume on both sides, good rejection. Doesn't determine that we're going to take the trade. Good rejection to the upside here. Came down to where we wanted. Let's wait for another candle. This looks like candle that we failed, so let's wait there. Want price to come down here with a black candle closing just in here. Can't you guys be sheesh? What is wrong with the market, man? Doing the most. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, we'll just take that trade, risking 120. Is that where we're risking? Nope, a little lower. So that trade there, risking 130. Quite the bearish volume there. Very, very bearish. Very bearish. And now there's a base that's formed there. Quite the rejection. Good rejection again. Question is what I want to just close the trade here. I think we should just close the trade here because that's a very good rejection. I wanted the candle to continue. On the way down, it's not looking the best, so we'll just close the trade there, honestly. Yeah. Maybe different in live trading, but for now, we'll just close the trade there and reassess the situation. So if we had not taken this trade here, given that this candle was ugly, waited for this candle to close, we get a good candle, good bearish candle with good volume. Comes back up, kind of formed the base here. So from this candle to this point, kind of a base here, also this point to this point, whatever. And then price pulled up, we're rejecting that base. Ideally for this base, we want price to break this high here. Want price to break close above this blue candle here ideally. But if it breaks this high, it's also valid. So right now price is rejecting. Closed above that candle and broke it. So looking back, we should have gotten in our show. This candle was bull, it was bearish, okay. From the base here, we know that price should be going up there. On the way down, it was weak. So if we took our trade here instead, on this weak candles here, on the second weak candle there, and then risk our normal. So instead of risking down there now, we'll still just risk down there. Oh no, it's too low. So we'll just risk down here 120 now. Right, so we still have to risk under these lows. Just trying to risk a little further under the lows, so 80, but we could always just risk below this now, this candle here, so 120, and we're looking for 240 from this point on. This good base that's formed here. We also have this rejection, but I think this base may hold because of where it's formed. It's formed at a place where there was a base before, so this is a stronger base right here. So this line is holding, price close above that line and it's holding. That's a good rejection on that base there. I was deciding what I wanted to take a long before I pressed. But anyway, if you did take the long, it'll be here. Risking down there. 110. 110 is what you would have to risk because you're risking below this low, so just risk down here. 110. but so obviously this will be break even. So it's another 25% trade. But again, because it's the base type trade, ideally for base we want to reach down here. But we also say that this base, because it didn't break structure, we just call it kind of like a low. But this particular base is where there was initially a base on the way down, so it's stronger per se. It could even take this trade here and just raise below this doji here. So 50 points is even best. And then you get your 100 points and you take your profit. So that's 2 hour 25% risk here, getting that 50%, and then you're still holding this one that you're risking. On this one you're risking 120, looking for 240, almost there. But rejection up there, it doesn't really matter. We have a rejection up there, but because we're break even. Our only trade here is this one, and we're already break even anyway. So do we get 240 before that candle? 240 is up here. Okay. I'll be close the trade there, to be honest. Alright, so close the trade. So that's about almost 100% you have made. And right now would not be in a trade. It's just 10:25 and we're watching. The only place we can find a trade will be here. Right now, like we said from the beginning, basically, at this point there would have been more bearish volume on the day, but at this point it was indecisive. But there's volume on both sides, just indecisive. So at this point there would be more bearish volume on the day, but we're still looking for that our trade. Our trade we're looking for up in here, right? So we took it down here, which was better per se, but we wanted at least here. So when it came down here and still rejected, that's also good for us. And if we didn't take that trade, well, there was this one that we took, risking down here. Risking down here because it was the base. We still took profit on that one too. So right now there's just these wicks here and showing rejection in those wicks. The color I base, but that's not my style. So that's nothing. I would not take a trade in that kind of place in any universe. Price looks like it wants to come down. 11 o'clock. There's not much volume to the downside. All of the volume to the downside is rejecting, so it's not bullish. But if price comes down, maybe a little bit here and then to bounce off, or if it even gets there. This price doesn't look like it's coming there. It's just bouncing off of this candle here. Okay, more volume to the downside now. Here there's more volume. Here there's more volume. Here there's volume, but not as with a lot more rejection. So right now we're getting volume to the downside. So there you go. That's the rejection we can use. What's the time there? 12:35. Not too bad. Prior candle was good too. So that's a rejection we can use. The low we have to use. Oh yeah. Oh, the low we have to use right now is one price come in here, right? Price basically came and touched and rejected. The low we have to use once price. There's a low here, but the main low is this one here. So we'll just take that one instead. It's a little far, 140. 140, but it's best. So we'll take that trade there. Volume came in, so that's volume to the downside and it's holding nicely. So don't like that. 130 already. I think price will close at break even for us. So 145, 150. There you go. And then I'll close this trade. We're not risking too far, not risking too bad. We won our trade there. I mean, it wasn't a win, but it was something. Guess we should have just risked down here 103. We get that 6 because it's the base that was there still, so this was still at risk. This price did not break below that base, we don't have to go all the way down there. But that's the only low we would use ideally. So that's Friday. Let's go to the weekly now. We have what's it called? Bullish price action and uptrend. We're now on an uptrend on the weekly. Uptrend and bullish price action. So, and on daily was still on an uptrend and bullish price action. And on the 1 hour, let us play this. Look at these. Let's look at this. It's time here 4, 5, 6, 15. It's last week's high right here. Ideal lows for us to use would be this one here, this one here, should be using here, and then the last one here. So I don't think price gonna get there. We're not gonna put it there. Last one's there though. 5 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Price uptrend structure. It's moved up quite a bit though, and this is kind of like a flag. Sometimes the flags will just get sold into. So let us say we want price to come down here, around here, before we take a trade. Taking a trade here, we want to use this risk or this, either this candle here or underneath this doji here, this lows. So that's what we want to raise. Well, depending on how far price comes down. But if price doesn't want to come down, then there's a base forming here. Let's see what price wants to do. Opening candle, rejection. Rejection on the low, so not much volume there. Lots of rejection, if I may add. Right now, price doesn't know what it wants. That's good volume to the downside actually. So we say price is more bearish right now. Alright, so we say price more bearish, and let me reduce this thing. I don't know again how loud this thing will be on the actual video compared to my voice. But anyways, we have price quite bearish, and like I said, it may sell through this flag. So quite bearish. It's okay volume. Okay. Alright, looks like price has formed this low here. Now it's a matter of this price gonna come and retest this low, and if price does come to this low, our risk will be risking just under here. If we wanna take this, not here, not here, just under here, and do something like this, right? So 150. No volume at all to the downside. The price didn't give us any opportunities to get in, and that is how price closed the day. 130. The volume started coming to the downside at the end of the day. Yeah, that's the end of the day. This candle was the best candle to say, oh, we should get in a trade. Came to these highs. Ideally, I wanted price to come to these highs though, but it came to these highs and then found rejection and then pulled back. On this pullback, there's now more volume to the downside. I expected price to continue, but on this candle, still, it's like it doesn't want to continue. It doesn't want to continue to the downside. So maybe I should have taken that trade there on that candle, risking down there. So 150 leave or 300. Should get down up here. Or we could have taken 10% instead of 10% and risking here 85 or 90. 180 is all the way there. 9 times 5 is 45. Looking for 450, but we don't get 450. Get 36, which is also not too bad. That's reaching 10%, making 40%. Not bad at all. Oh, we do get 450. Have to go through these swings though to get that 450. At that point, it's not worth it. One swing, sure. Once the second swing comes in, it may come back down there. So what's the point? Or if you took it and 36 is just where? There's 36, 360 up here. So maybe you first of all put a stop loss at 180, which is just 2 hours. 3 hours or 270. So maybe put a stop loss at 270, and then once it gets 3, that's when it gets 360, and then when it gets 450, you take your TP. Or why is at 450? You put your stop loss at 360. You probably get stop loss at 360. So you make 40% on 10%. Which is not bad at all. But I was going to make just 2 hours. Alright. So the next day was the daily. Looks like a bullish price action still. Quite the bullish price action. Alright, let's go to 1 hour. That's 6. Let's go to 15. Nothing here. I mean, there's this here, but don't really care. So like a head and an inverse head and shoulder here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we have this low here. Low here. Low here, really. So about all the lows we want to use. Let's make a this very good kind of. Let's see what price does on, because we can't take a trade there now. Is that a good rejection? Yeah, that's what someone tell you, good rejection. We'll take that trade. Long risk obviously below this low, and below this low, just reach below the black candle there. So 140. That's our risk right there. Quite bearish volume coming, really bearish volume. That's not bad. Oh, it's not bad at all. So right now the volume is really leaning towards the bullish side, to be honest. Yeah, it's leaning towards the bullish side. The bullish candles are more full. So let's be confident with our trades. That's unfortunate, but we're still holding anyways. Now price has formed whatever this is here. We don't really like it, but it's been formed anyways. Looks like we're gonna get stopped out. So I wasn't even reading the volume anyway. So we have there's a good candle here, bouncing off of this base. Not a bad trade. Next candle was very bearish, very bearish. So that was there. And then not only was it very bearish, it kind of after that was actually was good. It was good for a continuation to the downside. So we had this candle then, okay, but we had this. Then we had this kind of basically breaking lows again. Rejection, but and then this candle was okay with volume, but rejection at the top there. The best, there was heavy volume on this candle, that's for sure. So maybe best for having to get out of this trade here, and maybe even getting short on this doji type candle there, to be honest. Or if we wanted, instead we could not get out of our trade. Go back, cause not get out of our trade, we just get in a hedge right here. Because if price had broken up this high, would have been sitting at a better position. Right now, even on the way down, it's very weak still. But if we're going in on a hedge right here, 10% hedge right here, risking this high, maybe 60 here or even 90 there, we get 120, which is for the 60. So if we had lost that 25%, if we took the 60 instead, if we had lost 25%, we would have made 20% on our hedge, and we'll be holding the hedge right now because price is downtrending. But and after it's broken this low like this, the only place price can go to is down here, for me at least. I mean, I know there's this this is why I reached down here, but it's obviously it's holding it, but it's not the. I reached right at the bottom of it. Maybe I should have reached that candle, but no. So 140 would have probably been like an extra, so 160 or something like that. Maybe our best bet would have been to close the short right there, because this doji was not a bad hold. It may break it later, but it wasn't the. You couldn't ignore it. That's good volume right there. Can take a short right there. Because of the prior candle was also bearish, so take a short right there. Risking 190. I said 190, but because this one, this is more like taking off of this, so just risk above here 120. I said on the way down, not much rejection, not much continuations, more rejections on the way down. That's good volume. Looks like one's gonna go break that doji, so let's see it break this low. After all, we're on a downtrend, right? There you go. And there's no rejection, so that's good. We'll hold that. Oh boy. You. Whatever. So what's time here? 11:25. Really good volume right here. Really, really good volume. So it's like momentum may have shifted. I want to stop out your short here. All these shorts, there's two shorts, and get them out here. If you've not gotten this one out here, if you've not gotten it, you want to just get it out there. This one's probably 20%, and it's probably this one was risking 120, so it's probably like 5% or 7% or something. And then you just want to get in a long there, because it's just 11:30, right? Or you could just hedge this short, hedge the long, risking this low here. Get stopped out 10%, but at least on these trades, you will still be up, right? On this trade, you're looking for you're looking for 120, but now you are in almost 240, almost, so 240 is down here. 1230. Price has now come to these lows. This is where you want to take profit. So this is a good candle that may come back down, so you want to take profit right there. The price was holding this low nicely. So around 12:45 would have not been a bad time to re-enter long there. Enter long there. We have this low that we're using, so we'll risk on that there. Just under this So 120 is what we're risking. Looking for price to bounce back up. We're on a downtrend, but it's weak. That's the thing. There you go. And what's the time there? 135. Price came back to these highs. You probably want to just close your trade there, because end of day 120s, you already got over 1 hour. But if you decided to hold it, then this is what you'll be facing. If you want to close your trade on this candle, it's definitely a good point to close your trade. So just take that 1 hour and leave. Close your day there. The first time was a long here. Not a bad. No, it wasn't a bad long. I'll still take it here. So, but I think it's risking right. The lower risking is here. Instead of risking right under this doji, which is not a bad idea. But the doji could have held, right? So we should have just risked right under there, 160. Under that line, that candle. Because the doji is not the base that formed by that doji is not the best, right? So just risk a little bit. Risk the momentum that was before it, you know. So that's the idea there. And then when price did this, we did expect a continuation, not a drop, to be honest. So let's say we don't even get a hedge here, but this would have been the hedge for sure. And if this was our hedge, and if it was a hedge for this long here, then we'll be going in risking probably just the higher day, so 85. And since that's our hedge, so we'll just be holding that. When we get stopped out of our long at this point here, so on this black candle here, we'll be like, oh nice. So let's see if we can get so we're risking what 90. We're already at 120s. So, and this is 10% risk here, and then this happens, but then we get once this black candle happens, I'll probably put this at breaking work. We already lost 25% right there. We're in still risking 10%, right? So we don't want to risk. We don't want to lose. We don't want to end up losing, 35%. So after the black candle, probably just put it as break even right there. And then luckily for us, we get our 180, get out of that trade, making 20% on that trade. So that would be a good, because we're looking for price come down to this area, right? So get our 180, making 20% on that trade. That'll be a good. So now we're down 5% on the day, and then we re-enter long here on this wicks. So maybe this candle or this doji. So re-enter there. We have the low we're trying to risk, and a big reason why we got in on this long here is because of this candle here too. So we had this okay move, came to this base here, but pushed down, couldn't, like, it was weak on the way down, except for this point here. There's only really one point where it wasn't weak on the way down. So, or on this point here, I guess. It was not a bad long, it wasn't a bad long, given that you're using the low, right? So we get 1 hour, risking 25% on that trade, right? So we get 1 hour and we get 25% back. So overall on the day we'll be up 40%. Or up maybe 35%, given that because of the compounding we lost, we'll be using a low amount. Alright, so let's go to the daily. Next time 440. So right now bearish price action, but we're still on an uptrend. Do 1 hour. Stop there, 5, 6, 30. Go to 15. Don't really care about it like that. We know there's a black line here. Put it, I guess. There's a black line there. That's it. No, don't want to stress too much. Don't want to stress too much. Go to 5 minutes. It's approaching this base here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we see that there is not a bad long here. We have these lows here. We have a low here. It's basically the same low for this, so technically there's only one low we have to use as our risk. So we just say if price comes around here, this base here, we have this low to use. Not a bad idea. Alright, let's go. Nice rejection. Oof, nice, very nice rejection at 730 there. Very, very nice rejection. Honestly, not a bad trade right there. Instead of using the lower low, we use this low because of how far it is. So we'll do 140. 160 is fine. We'll just do 160. 25%. And see how price behaves up there. So there was nothing formed on the way up, so that's not good. And now there's bearish volume. We have, well, right now we have more volume to the upside on the day, so we're not too afraid, but don't really like what we're seeing right now, right? You know, oof, it's not looking good at all. Looking to get out and then getting in short on this base here. You know, it's break even right there. So we're looking to see this base short here. And there was no way, point for us to get in a hedge too. That's another annoying thing. If I got in a hedge here, that'd be nice. Maybe 70. It's a nice rejection. Give me another one. It's actually more bullish than bearish. It's actually very weak on the way down. Took that long there. Actually very weak. I know it's rejected this and it's weak. So you could pretty much go back and break it. So we just raised 100 there. 25%. And we fucked up. Well, it was weak though. Still weak, but stopped us out regardless. I guess the prior candle wasn't the best, but it was still a doji. It wasn't the best, but it was still a doji. It was weak. It was pretty weak. There was, other than this candle, there wasn't really a candle we could have gone in short from with here. Just 10 o'clock. I'm running out of brain cells, honestly. I'm blanking out. I'm blanking out, man. To read each candle is not easy. But obviously, we have more volume to the downside today. Volume kind of shifted weight on this candle. She I'm just thinking maybe I should give myself a good amount of time after market opens before I even like just to be able to see what's really happening on the day. Maybe I come maybe I just let it be as clear as possible. At this point here there was so when you come here be like okay there's a lot of bullish price action and a lot of bullish price action and more volume to the upside. I was gonna take a trade from here given this candle. I would wanna take a trade risking down here probably. Right? That would be my thought process. If I then waited more unless I came back at this point the best time to come and look at the market was around 8:10. At this point around 8:10, 8 o'clock. 30 minutes after the market's opening. What was the market doing? It's like it's come down here. It's already broken down here. And we figured that out around 8. It was around 8:10 that we need the okay price broke down here. Get a pullback up to this point where price rejected from. It's not a bad short. around 810 here. Price started to reject, and there was no, on the move up, there was no real base formed or anything. So if it came here, let's see how price behaved here, went through it, that's very bearish at this point here. So when price came back up, not a bad short, take it up there. Risking up here 130, you could even get 260, even over that you could get 390. Wanted two candles, then this would be the best one here. Even though there was volume, but there was quite a rejection, so risking higher day, aiming for 360. Clear trades, man. At this point, price approaching down here. What's the volume like? Volume is, there's not much volume, but bullish price action. At this point, it was bearish volume, but then rejection. Price fell from here, and price ran up from here. So if price breaks this, we're looking for price come down here. That's what we know. If we got in, we waited, we got in down here, and we took this trade here, risking 60. Watching how price behaved here, we just let it go, and then we get 180. On this day, around 810, price had already, what the volume looked like around 810. Volume looked very bullish, price was quite bullish. So 810 on the pullback, price quite bullish, but a lot of rejection on the top side. Price was pulling back around 810. So what's it called? Pull back to around here. If price was going to continue the bullish movement, then price would need to hold at least this low here. So this would have been the risk, or you could have risk below that, maybe 140. Looking for that 280, or looking for 140 times 3. So looking for 320, I believe. So no, 280, 380, 320. 280 to 420, 280, 380 plus 40. But we only get up to 280 before price starts to, well, on the way there, price from the base here, which is good. 280 was here, price would just continue on the base. So around 110-ish, price started to grind back down. Could have closed it at 280 there, making a 2 hour. At this point here, at 810, we had more bullish volume, more bullish price action. We didn't want to just jump in here, so but we looking for a pullback. More bullish price action. We don't want to really go for any shorts. Looking for a pullback. We get our pullback around 840. Came all the way on the way up. Price didn't form anything, so want to see how price behaved here. Came here, rejected. You could have taken that long, and you're not gonna reach this low. We're gonna reach this low here, 120, 130. Right, so get 130. Hold that 130 on the way up here. By this point, 260. Come on, already break even. Because yesterday we're waiting for price to go higher and make, maybe by this point, I'll stop. I'll be like down here, right? Because price already way above. So we're risking 130. Price way above 130. Maybe I'll stop even at 1 hour, 130. Who knows? But on the way up though, price was kind of grinding. Kind of showed, maybe getting weak, but there was no reason for us to leave the trade if we took the trade long there. But let me go back again. At 810, price was already pretty bullish. We would want to, we saw this base formed here, we would want to pull back, honestly, for us to take it and see how price behaves here for us to take a trade. And if it was good here, then we have risked all the way down here, but we didn't get the pullback. Price just continue going. This is a day we would not be able to trade. It's that simple. Or we wait when this base form, look for a pullback here, put a what's it called, an alert here, and when price, or just watch the chart, and then when put an alert, stay on our decks, watch the chart. When price came down here, nice rejection, next candle, nice rejection, take a trade here. We're not gonna risk this base. Since it's a base, but we're not gonna treat it as a base per se. We'll just risk this low here, 130. Looking for 260. We don't necessarily get 260, but we get something. Here at 810 again, what is price doing? Price is very bullish, very good bullish price action. I want to see how price behaves at this base here. It's not the best base, but I want to see how price behaves. It pulls back. Even if we take this base, given that this is not, again, we don't like this type of base. It's not full of wicks. It's full of volume. So once our price behaves here, oh, it's bullish, but look at this. Price is now in here. So price pulls back here to this base. We like the pullback. We don't really like this candle, but then this happens, and then this candle happens. Okay, now that's volume. We don't like that. So wait. It's okay. It's okay. If we took a trade here, given that this is a base, and say we reach down here, we'll definitely be watching to see how price behaves, interacts here. With this rejection, the rejection is going up, and this rejection is very more than likely that we take our short there, risking the high of this move. So up there, risking up there 175, and then given that this was where price ran up from, want to see how price behaves there. And once this base forms, so we'll probably just break even on this trade, and that'll be the end of this day trade, because there was no, once price broke this break even, there was no other real trade for us to take, because price broke this, it didn't really form a base for it to come back and pull back off of. So there's no other place to take a trade from. So there was only those two trades, but they both didn't work out well. They both didn't work out as well as they should. 175, we look for 350 at the bare minimum. We didn't get it, but it's fine. At 810 here, what is price doing? Price 810, there is the volume. There's more volume to the downside. So price formed this weak thing here. We had the one on the opposite side and the other, whatever. Price on this weak thing here, we don't really care about those. Price started dropping from here. We know there's volume to the downside more, and price is not weak coming down. Right, 810 price was not weak. Only this point was a weak. It wasn't really weak coming down. It was strength to the drop. So, and then there is this base here at 8. So price is rejecting. There's strength to the drop. It's not the strongest, but there's strength to the drop. We would much rather go into a short on this day, so we don't even need to take this long, to be honest. So we wait, price comes back up here, looking for how price interacts here. I mean, okay, there was a drop, but there was no place for price to hold the long. So if we did come and we took a long here, we'd likely be risking, not just to the lows are already here. We'll likely be risking this low here, 130, right? And then looking for price to go back up, since it didn't form any real, the only point, one price want to see how price interacts at the highs. There's no other point of interaction on the move down, and there was this place here that price could bounce off of. So that's a fair place if you want to take it long. So if we took this long and price came here, rejected, we're not yet break even, came here, broke the high, then we become break even, and price came back down again. Okay, what the hell is happening here? So now we have something is happening in here. It's not necessarily this high, it's not necessarily this high. It's probably this doji right here that is really causing. Because if you really draw this here, it's probably the doji that is causing this drops. It's not the high. Yes, this is the high, but the highs are getting broken. So the high is broken, and it's not it's the doji. So if you drew this base here, we see that this is what's happening. Then if price Comes back here again once your price reacts there again. So we're break even now once your price reacts. We like this. We see this. Okay, we're watching. It's this good rejection, but we're still watching. Not much rejection. We see this volume beautiful, but then this volume comes back in. At this point, we could decide to go in short if we wanted to. We could decide to go in short, or at least close our long if we wanted to. It seems price doesn't want to break there, but for the what we know for sure is that we will now be break even on that trade. So then, if we did take this short, we'll be risking above, definitely above this base, probably above 170 there, just 170 there, and looking for 340 or more. But knowing that even on the way down, price was not very strong on the way down, and it's coming down here again, so we would probably just close the trade, or maybe even just um getting long there again, just because it's still not broken below this. And well, you don't have to get in long, just close the trade and be like, okay, price now. But if we're going to close the trade, if we decide to close the trade because we know that the move down is weak, we don't necessarily know where price will go to. So if we decided to take a long here, we can now risk here. We're already too close, so probably risk right under, right before the gap there. So, or we could risk even the gap. So that's 145. I want to see how price interacts at the base. That's the goal. See how price interacts at this base now that's formed here. There wasn't much rejection. There was this rejection here, but it wasn't the best. Prior candle was still fine, and then there was this doji. We could have closed our trade at a doji, and then, but this is a lot of trading on this day, to be honest. A lot of trading, and even yeah, and let's go to this day here. Let's go to 1 810. By 810, price had already gone up. There was no. It was very bullish. There was this base here. We wanted price to pull back here, but price never did, and there was not really a trade. That's it. Price never really did. I guess it came here at this point at 12:45. We did get a pullback to that base there, so we could have taken our trade, risking underneath there. So that's 170. Ideally, really is down this one already, but it's too far. So we'll take this here. And again, we don't really like this base, so it's not, we don't really like the base, right? So, but we'll still take it just because it looks good. It was a nice drop, and it was a weak drop, so we could have taken that, risking 170 there. At the very least, we could be risking this low, even maybe this week here. So 210 even, and then oh shit, and then what's it called? Price does pull back even more before it comes back. It pushes up, right? Pushes up from here, goes up by 170 basically, and then forms a base there and rejects. Doesn't stop us out, but at this point we get the hell out of trade around there because of that rejection. Or maybe we just hold the trade. Now at this point we break even, and then we break even, or we close it there. So it's not still a bad trade. It was a very patient trade. The price was really trending up. After this base, it formed this here. So forming this here is not too bad. This is a high here that it broke. It gave a good push off of. So if we were taking this trade here, it'll be right on this doji candle there. And for this one, because it's a high, we'll be risking just under the wicks. This is the low that formed on the high. So this is the low we should be risking. So we just risk down there 90 or something. Looking for 180 or looking for more. But then if we didn't take profits out at 180, then we would, yeah. Well, waiting till 8:10 is not seeming too bad, to be honest. Let's keep going. Let's keep checking. So what's time? 5:07 p.m. Been doing this for an hour 54 minutes. Okay. 8:10 is about here. Around this point, we know price is quite bullish, but we don't like going in long up. We want to see a pullback. Quite bullish, more volume to the upside, but we are approaching this highs here, this base here. This base has held nicely, so we're approaching this base here. It's not as though we're looking for a short of that, but because price is quite bullish on the day, so 8:10, but we still keep seeing rejections, right? Still keep seeing rejections, so there's no necessary reason why we shouldn't take the trade. But because again, price is quite bullish. There's this nice volume to the upside. There's nice volume here, nice volume here. This one basically cancels each other out. This two here, but overall, so we have volume to the upside, and there's a lot of wicks But there's also a lot of rejections too. So if we did decide to take that trade there, we won't necessarily reach just this. We'll have to reach that high there. So that would be 125. Looking for 250 at the bare minimum and looking for more after that. But if we also did not take that trade there, because this was a very strong base actually, drop, drop, drop. So we're expecting a drop, but it doesn't necessarily have to do it. It depends on how price interacts on the way there. It's this rejection and this rejection that got me to wanna take that trade. But if we didn't take it, given that price was more bullish on the day, we thought price was more bullish on the day, maybe price wanted to break this, then we would watch after this has happened. So once this drops, we're like, okay, on the drop there was no real place for price to go back up to interact, and now price breaks down, forms these highs here, and so on the way back up we're looking for how price interacts in here. But before it comes up, we're still seeing that, okay, by this point here, like, okay, price has done this, it's really holding this low here. If price comes back and it's still holding this low, it's not a bad place to take a trade, maybe risking a little bit lower depending on how it interacts. So this rejection was nice, that's why we took that trade there. When it dropped, that was a very nice rejection, given that this was a place price had a lot of bullish volume coming in from. So could have taken that trade risking probably 70, looking for 140, which is around where price would interact from anyways. We'll probably close our trade right there, 140. And price does break it. It goes a little bit higher, but coming into this imbalance here, I'll just start calling this an imbalance. So coming into this imbalance here, price drops from the imbalance. I think that's what they call it, I'm not sure. Coming into this imbalance here, price drops, volume. Nice interaction on the pullback here though. Or if we did take this trade, remember we're risking this low, honestly, because it's not a base, this is just a low. But also, we don't really like we want price to form this high, which is here, and then break above and pull back to the high, break and retest what we want to take. But we don't take break and retest of bases. We take break and retest of highs. We take break and retest. Oh, basically just break and retest of highs. That's it. We don't take break and retest of support and resistance lines. We just take break and retest of highs. And then price from this bullish move, from the kind of base here. It's not the best, but so something. So you could have waited to see how price interacted there, but by that time it's already past one. I would not even take the trade. If I was gonna take a trade, still it would be down here at risk because it's not the best base. It is not the best base. Definitely not. Like, it's worse than even the other ones that some of the other ones I've seen. But it's still a base nonetheless. It was still a good rejection. And the good base would have been risking 60 here, give a 120, but this type of base just risked it low. Yeah, maybe we should just wait till 8:10, get a good view of the market, and then take a trade from there, because it gets a little hectic if you wanna keep. If I have to find those type consolidations get a little hectic. But if I came here at 8:10, right, that would have been right after this candle closed. I'll be like, okay, so what's happening here? Price is more bullish. There's a bullish price action, right? And there's nothing here that is going to cause price to drop. So let's see how price interacts down here. It breaks through, but it's pretty bullish still. Good rejection. We don't necessarily have to take trade here because of the breakthrough, but on this candle, which was very good volume back to the upside, we could have taken trade after that candle and then just risking down below. So 250, looking for 500 basically at the bare minimum of one. So given that our trade was risking 250, so 500 we'll definitely be looking for at the bare minimum. And then after that, given to the price from this base, is actually a very good base. We can reach right here under the base. So on this base, it pulls up, pulls back down. Retest is kind of here, but we'll probably take this retest here. This retest was more bearish, but there was rejection down there. And if you didn't want to take it there, then there was this blue candle, and so we'll be taking a risking just down here, which will be 170 at this point, basically break even, and on our first trade. So 170, looking for 340. That would have been the only trade here. Just that three tests, and then it comes after this move, after this break of this high, then we'll now break even on that retest trade. And once this breaks this high, we'll be looking for a retest if it came down maybe from here after I went up this much. So yeah, honestly, 810 is not looking bad, man. Just coming to the charts at 810, even 815 to be honest, which is when the 810 candle closes, right? So that's the 810 here, this candle here. So so we see that price is very bullish. Obviously, all volumes to the upside, bullish price action. We have some rejections, but it's negligible. And we have this base here. Let's see how price interacts on this base. And then we have this low here, which is what we'll be risking if price has a okay for the base. We want to risk this week, but we could risk maybe inside the imbalance here. However, price comes to the base, no nice rejections. But price breaks a little bit below, rejection. Goes lower, rejection. But it looks now looking okay. There's now some bearish volume coming in, right? Now some bearish volume coming in, but price has come to retest this high here, which is not a bad retest, right? And then um, price goes up. There's no real uh base formed on this drop, but on this um rally there was a base formed. So on this drop, price we'll be looking for price to go back up here. So given that that's the case, we see that the price comes back up nicely. We know that the day is still bullish, very bullish volume. We know there is some bearish volume, but on the move down, we expect price to go back up. So we on this pullback, we see this nice bullish volume, and then the retest was actually very good. That's why we take that trade there. But instead of risking this low, given that we're just chill on our trades right now, we'll just risk this low here, which is 250. Because price may go and break this low, but overall price is still bullish on the day. So if it comes back here, there's a good chance it may come back up. We can stop our break even. So 250 down here, or 260, looking for 320, right? Sorry, looking for 420. And we get our 420 there, and we close our trade, because the reason why I close our trade, first of all, is it looks very weak as it's approaching, weak price action. And secondly, we just close our trade because it's such a large risk. And price, remember I said price had good bearish volume here too. So we break it, we form a base here. Oh, and by the way, for this base, so we come to these highs, rejection. We have this rejection is very good. But remember, price is really more bullish on the day. We're in a long trend, a long trade. To be honest, I don't think I would take this short here. I think I'll take it. But it's definitely there. If we got another really nasty rejection, then maybe I'll take it after this one. But then we got a pullback with rejection. We got this rejection. It's not bad, but prior candle was more bullish. And then we finally get a volume breakout. And then so now we form this base here. So on the pullback, no rejection, really good volume right there. But that's not enough. We wanted two. So maybe I'll take on this black candle there. Given that it's a base, we're just gonna be risking this low here, 130. Looking for 260, and we get 260 on that trade. That would be the two trades for the day. We'll definitely close this one here. Maybe we'll definitely close this one here. Then maybe we'll now close maybe 15% or 20% of this one. So we were using 25, we close to 20%. So that's 80% plus another 50%. So no, sorry, I just say 80%. So 40% plus 50%. So 90% on trades. We're for the whole 100% trade, we're only risking 25%, because at the point we get into this one, this will be break even. And then price drops from here. It's not. I would not have expected price to drop, but we know that there's something here. It's not a base, but there's something there that's a low. You call that a low. There is the base here though. That price bounced off of. So we'll be watching how price interacts there. On the drop, we're not looking to retake the base because it's winning the day. But on this drop now, price forms this base up here. We're not going to take it straight here. I don't know why we took it there. We're not going to take it straight here because of what's it called, the prior candle was bullish, but we would see that, oh, there's a base here and price drops, no rejection in here, a little bit of rejection, a little bit of rejection, and then barely any volume, comes back down, volume finally comes in at 135, and at that point we don't care anymore. Let's go to another 110 day. By the time it's 810 here, we know that price is very bearish on the way down, volume to the downside. There was rejections on in the morning, but more volume to the downside. Everything is just going down. So given that that's the case, at 810, which is down here, we now know that there's a base that's formed here. We want to see price come up, reject, which is a rejection on the way up, rejection on the way up, and then bearish rejection right there. So that was not a bad trade, and this is a good base. So given that it's a good base, I just risk half of that imbalance there. So 130 looking for 260, which we eventually, I don't even know, I think so. We basically eventually did get 260, but on the way down, however, price did end up forming this base here, this consolidation here. But after a broad consolidation, it formed a better base here, which is a very clean base. This is the risk we'll be risking above that base, just this candle here. Sometimes maybe we can reach this close. So we want to see how price behaves on the way up. So on the way up, before price came on the way up, there was this. Seems that that's rejected from this here. That's why I took it. But there was this this that formed on the day. There's a low here. Oh, there was a black line here. I think that makes sense. There's a base that formed here on the day, but there's this base here. So once our price interacts there, so we wait, nothing, nice volume, very nice volume. Once the next candle was good, and it was from a base. Next candle was a nice rejection, so we'll take it on the next candle. Yeah, we'll take it on the next candle, and we'll be risking. But then again, it was like, why are we taking on the next candle, given that we know that price was pretty bullish and it's from the base here? So wait for the next candle after that. Next candle after that was still rejecting, so we could gamble that in. It's pretty risky, but we could take that because we know it's very risky. We probably just have to risk up there 140 risk, looking for 280 from down there, honestly, because it's very risky. So risk above the highs there, so just risk 160, not even because the base is here. Ideally would risk down here, but it's pretty risky given that this base was here. So we want to now see if price comes down, how it interacts in here, and you can see the interaction was very bearish. So 160 looking for 320, and we get out 320. We close this trade here. We close this trade. We close maybe a good 15% or 10% of it because of the fact that we already had this one trade. Yeah, so it was from this one here, risking 130. Yeah, so we had this one trade, and this 130 we're looking for 260, which was down here. So we got our 260 down here. We close everything there. So now we're up 15% on the day. We don't take any trades here. We don't take any. I mean, we have the black line there, but we have the black line there. So, but if we had taken a trade there, we'd have to have closed our short that we took when we came in on the day. And I don't really see any bullish volume still coming down. It was more rejections on the way down, but prior there was a lot of bearish volume, and there wasn't still any bullish volume. There wasn't much bullish volume yet, is the thing. So honestly, I'm thinking I don't think we take this trade. Because even when it came to the black line, these were not good rejections. This was a nice doji, barely any volume came in, and this was a good rejection here, but I don't think we take this trade. It's too. Let's just go back. We had it there anyway, so we don't think we take that trade though. But and then we take this trade. So then this 160 that we're risking, 320 is down here, but we already closed 50%, up 50% here, and we can now take it bit by bit, right? So we wait for this candle to close. We get a good get out 5%, and now we're up 60% on the day. See that this candles and so maybe after this candle closes, we can now put our stop loss of this 160, put it at 185 or 1, because now this is a base that formed, but not the best base, but maybe 150 or maybe just 160 1 hour. So we're up. So we took out 5%. That is a good what's it called? 60% on the day, and then if we close the remaining 20%, that's 20%, so that's 80% on the day, which is still not bad. So we'll hold the remaining 20%, and then we get this move down. Instead of closing at 320, we end up getting over, so 320 times 2 is 640. 640 is all the way down there. We don't get 640, but at this point here, I don't see why we're not closing our trades, because we've already broken through this. These lows. So expecting price come down to here. Oh yeah, we're definitely closing our trade on this candle most likely. So at 20%, we end up getting almost 4 hours. So we end up getting almost 80% on that 20%. So about 70 to 75% on that. So let's just say 70%. And what's it called? So 70% plus the 80% we already had. Oh, sorry, plus the 60% we already had on the day. And that's 130%. It's not bad. Let's check one more before I go work out. So coming in at 810. You see, the price is more bearish on the day, more bearish volume, but there is some bullish volume coming in. Let's see how price interacts at these highs. There's nothing else there. I mean, other than the imbalance where we're really rejecting from. We're really rejecting from the imbalance here. There's this high here that price dropped from, but ignoring all of that to an extent, not completely, but ignoring all of that to an extent, there was no reason why we take the short here. The prior candle, it was indecisive, I guess, but reaction here, it was more. We tried to break. It looked very strong to break, so I don't think we have taken this short here. And so coming in and just being calm and reading, probably not take that short there, and then we'll come in here. So we'll now be waiting for how price interacts at these lows. Not much rejection, still very bearish volume, but we also have these lows here and this base, which is coming from this base here, right? So we've not taken any trades yet. We know that price is quite bearish, and now price is rejecting these lows here, right? But we also know that there was a good bullish volume. But if we do take a trade here, we want to see how price interacts here, is what will determine whether we'll hold the trade or close it and go in short, because there's more bearish volume, right? So if we did take the trade here and we're risking down there, which would be the low of the base, maybe even risk 220s there, or even maybe 180, between 180 and 220, right? Let's say it was 220, we end up getting 350. Oh, we end up getting even more. If it was 220, we end up getting 440, which is our take profit, or which is close to our take, which is basically our take profit. And if it was 180, we end up getting 360, which is very close. So if we take the 220, the reason why I said 220 is because it's under this, right? So it's under this last week here of all of this, which is fine. And so if we did take a trade, we come up here to this base. There wasn't much rejections. There was just this volume that came from nowhere. But after the volume came from nowhere, another volume came from nowhere to the upside. So we was holding at this point. After this volume that coming in, holding this volume back, I would say we'd likely put it as breaking. But if we don't, that's still fine. We still come rejection, but with this volume, we're not going to take that short. And we hold, we get a breakout. Once we get that breakout, we'll put it as breaking. So now we're breaking on that trade. We now have this base that's formed here, aligned with this base. Beautiful base with a break of structure in there. This one also had a break of structure, so it was a good base. So now this base here, where we want to risk on this base will be below this imbalance, because this doesn't have a wick, and it's very close to the low of the base. So we want to risk this imbalance here, just probably like half of it or something. If we got in here, want to risk like here, maybe this, the prior candle close or the prior candle wick there or something like that. So if we watch this imbalance, we broke above, pulled back, we finally touched the imbalance on this candle. It was good rejection, and the prior candle was pretty good too. So if we took that trade there, we'll be risking maybe it's actually very okay. So 110, risking 110 on the trade, and we end up getting scared a little bit, but we already break even, so it's 25%. 110, we get our 220 up here. That's TP on that trade. Now this trade is very okay for us to wait for our 440. And that is it. Who votes just chilling and waiting till 8:10 to know what the hell price wants to do before even attempting to take a trade, knowing our bias on the day, knowing our direction overall, but watching what price wants to do before attempting to take a trade. Let us go and give it one go. So on this day here, if I waited to 810, which is on this candle here, we'll wait and see how price reacts here. Forms this, forms that, rejection. We don't take that. We find this looking bullish, but then rejection. It does have rejection at the bottom, but then rejection at the top. We can attempt that, and then we risk all the way up there. Oh, this is a base, right? It's a good base, so we're risking above this wick right there. It's not just this it's just above that wick right there. 70, basically 70, and then we get a nice 210, which is in one candle. After this just passed here, 210 in one candle. 140 was already up here, and then we get 210, and same time we get 140, we get 210. Nice rejection, but you already broke past this. We could take like 10% or 15% of the trade and then hold the rest. We get a good 360. At the point where you start taking part of your current, it's like, is it really worth it? You know, that's what it feels like, but whatever. And then we're out of the trade. We're watching, so volume is we're still very short on the day. So if price comes here, we don't really care about here. There's nothing in here. So, but it's good volume to the upside. Is there any reason why? I don't really know. There's last week's high, holding that, but we'll just keep watching. We're bearish on the day, so oh, this is a nice double bottom right there. Not bad at all. Oh, looks like he's breaking the double bottom. What's time there? 12:40. There you go. Oh, we're bearish on the day, so I'm not even gonna attempt going long. Pretty bearish. Pretty bearish, and we don't even have a reason to go long on prior day, especially because it's not on the prior day, especially because not on, especially. All right, we're done this. Let me give you 1 day. Let's go and see what it looks like trading at peace. Bearish, uptrend, and bearish. It's a Wednesday, so we're still within the week. 4, 5, 6, 15. 15 minutes. Don't really have much here. Don't really care like that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Day starts. 1, 2. That's 7, 35. 7, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. That's 8. 8:05 and 8. So 8:05 is the end to start 8:10. We come here, we see okay, there's good bullish move to the upside, good volume. It actually has good volume on the way up, and there's kind of a base that formed here, and it aligns with these highs here. Price rejecting this is not news, but it's not rejecting. There was no um what's the word? There was no signs that it was going to reject. It just dropped. So let's see how price interacts here, and if it doesn't interact here, well, we'll see how price interacts here. Didn't give us an entry opportunity. There you go. Nice rejection in there, to be honest. But we won't treat this as a base. We'll treat it as honestly kind of like a low, and we'll have to raise down here if we got in here. And it's not a bad place to get in, to be honest. So I'm just gonna take that trade right there. So risking 160, right? Because there's just this volume. We're pretty bullish on the day right now. So just risk there. Not bad at all. We'll be like, oh, should have waited a little bit, because this base is actually kind of ugly. Honestly, the uglier the base, let's wait for it to go inside. I think because all the ugly bases that we saw were ugly, we waited for it to go inside. No, we didn't wait, but it went inside before it popped back up. And then the beautiful bases, they could pop from the top. So it's an ugly base. It's there, and it's a high too. But so if we waited for it to go inside, which would be this candle here. So this will be the candle there, right? This the next candle, and it still looks good to bounce. So we'll still be taking. At this point now, we're risking 140, right? So let's hold this. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. All right, on the way up, so we're getting our trades, we come in, we're getting our trades, and then we manage the trade after getting the trade. So right now on the way up, we have this nice base that's formed here, but otherwise on the way up, there's really nothing that's formed. So price could definitely come back and touch and retest these lows here. And so we won't put it as break even yet, given that price could definitely come back down. If it with this break and this low that's formed, we're now break even. Because if price is going to come back down, it should interact here. And if it does break that, it may form a base on the way down that will now bounce back up to that base and reject. So we'll be break even here. 950 only. There you go. Price forming a base. See? If it breaks down to the downside now, see, that's a base right there. I didn't even know it's gonna do all of this, but that's typically what price does. It's from the base right here. It's not broken down fully, but it's from the base there. Good for you. We got a base to the upside. Now finally we have something to use as we have something to use as actually this is not a base per se. It would have been a base to the downside, but it's not a base to the upside because price just started moving up from here. It's not you see what I'm saying. Hopefully if you don't see it, this is not a base to the upside. If you had broken to the downside, it would have been a base to the downside. So but we're still break even, but we don't have a point where we can be like, oh, where can we add from? We don't have that. We're just gonna hold. We're in risking what was our risk again? 140. We'll give it 280. So give at least 280. There you go. We get something there. I don't know. But at 280, given that price is like this, we'll just take out all our profit because price is very choppy. As price approaching, you see it's quite choppy. It goes up, not by much. Maybe even here would have taken. Maybe we'd take like 10% there. Take 10% there, honestly, because price is very choppy, and then take the remaining 15%. Because at that point it's 280, right? Take the remaining 15% that candle. So we're down trading right now. There is no point. There is no place we can. What is a nice base that formed here? It's not the best. It's not clean. It's not. It's not a sharp rally prior to the base, but it is there. But if you're gonna call this a base, you have to call this whole thing the base. You can't just ignore any part of it. This will be the base here. It's probably a base on a higher time frame candle, higher time frame price action, and that's why it popped back down to the base. It didn't give me a 5 minute entry, but it popped back down to the base and bounced off. It shouldn't be breaking here, so let's see how price interacts. If it does come back there again, otherwise, oh, a base has formed here. What's the time? Oh, sorry, too late. We're done trading. I will start to wait till 8:10 before I take any damn trades because shit can be getting what's it called? Shit can be a little exhausting, a little I just want a chill life, man. I want to make money. I'm waiting till 8:10. If you guys don't like it, well, can you not like it? You're waiting for me to make money so you can copy my shit in it. So just chill. I'll figure it out. I got you. Just give me a second. I'm getting there. We're almost there. I think we remember we said our trading was feeling complete. If it's the same trading style we're doing, right? It's the same trading style we're doing. We're just now just waiting a little bit before taking a trade. We're not as aggressive. We're not, yeah, chill. I'm gonna go work out real quick. Probably there till like 7:30 or something. 2 hours. All right. Adios. One love.